Welcome back. We're seeing some more Data Live. Giant battles in the sky being one thing, but Shido having to go through so much just in order to... Well, I was going to say have a normal school life, but no. Just to survive. The spirits out here causing problems for everyone, even though they themselves may not exactly mean to be bringing in everyone else into it. Spacequakes haven't really been a thing for a while, and yet the damage that was caused before is not something that can just be easily overlooked. How many organisations are out there for various reasons, whether it's to take them down or harness the power that they possess? Well, we probably won't get into any of that and instead be forced to endure some more questionable antics. If that is the case, at least we'll have a fun time doing it. So, sit down, grab yourself a drink. Let's begin. So, if we're going back with the ASD, that would explain the helicopters overhead. Interrupting the meeting, I see. One that couldn't wait. Special powers granting... great. So their unit is being overrun by DEM who have more right to self-act than they do themselves. And they're not exactly humble about it either. New... Well, if we're getting the new units joining the ASD, it might make them slightly more effective, because yes, they haven't exactly achieved all too much, other than Origami putting a hole right through Shido that we saw. And with this introduction, we've already had people that are, on their tail, trying their hardest to capture the other spirits, so... Is that just going to ramp up tenfold, or are they going to be just as incompetent? And I guess my hope of maybe just a little bit of calm before the storm, some time for them to settle down and do a little bit of slice of life, that's out of the window. The 10-0 festival. Well, I guess that... Of course, who else would it be? Like pretty much everything else, it has been preordained that he will be centre stage. 130. Aha, I see. They're a bit preoccupied. And... Right. So what, they're trying to bring home the crown and Shido's got it resting on his shoulders trying to bring up the name of this school as well. Academy for Women. Huh. So quite a exclusive school. Jesus! Of course, he's not as cultured as our man with the phone girlfriend. What is he doing with his... Yeah. The hell was that sentence? But now we've had the ground set. The festival on the horizon. The multiple units and organizations out there probably trying to infiltrate and interfere. Well, at least she's not sad watching TV again, actually being a little... She's making do while not having food in. A incredibly important bit of animation there. So, as I said in the intro, we haven't really had a space quake or anything recently. For it to then be immediately sent off everyone into the shelters and the like because of one. So the last character that was in the opening, the grand idol. I mean, obviously not too scared about the possible spirits and presence of such. So the records are sparse, interrupting the song. Without buying tickets. I mean, those bars on the right look pretty hit. Option 3. Got a vote. But those bars on the right were fairly full. I'm guessing this is more of a where does he want to be buried? Please believe him. He chose to. Do you have a reason? I don't think that's the explanation of why he chose that option in particular, but sure. Huh? Does she recognize him, or... Rapidly falling just from him appearing. Maybe stop complimenting her? And this doesn't seem like it's a reaction to anything that he's saying there. Shout voice powers, point kind of what you'd expect from an idol, I guess, but what was with the sudden attack? Why aren't you a pile of goo? Great. Another one that doesn't really seem too worried about the sanctity of life. Because you called him over. Is this got anything to do with the fact that she's from an all-girls school? So would he kindly let go and allow himself to fall? That was a very close bit of shrapnel there. Aha. So either she's excited by the idea of battle, or it's only really for the attention of other females. If they're part of the same unit, why aren't they, joining in or helping? Well, he pulled himself up. And were they paying attention enough to just see him be teleported out? At least one of them took a second glance. Pity it was this Jessica Bailey. So if it's not life and limb that he's risking, it's personal health, needing to stay awake till God knows when, trying to practice for this, get stuff ready for this festival. Oh no! Who would have thought it? Could anyone have seen that coming? No sudden outburst now. No attempt to change the internal consistency of people around. Made a debut 6 months ago. Or so. Huh. So, is she a spirit, or is she a enhanced human? Good question. And if there is this phantom going around who can just drop off powers to anyone that it wills, well, that'll make it difficult to really comprehend everything. So, it seems that she at least has taste. I'm sorry, you'd have to elaborate. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for him to get in close. Oh, shit. You just gotta play the part. They're enjoying this a little too much. I can see that the parts of play here. Well, someone's incredibly happy about this. Don't try and play that card now. Not after what you're putting him through. The problem is he going to be a little too comfortable in his new getup? Oh, a voice changer bandage. Oh, okay. Actually managing to get some of the mannerisms at least somewhere, right? Running away. What a bastard he is. Transferred in just for this. God damn it, Dogger. But definitely not Shido. For some reason. Where were some of those camera angles? Yeah, you may not want to take a too good of a glimpse. But there's a reason why certain characters are drawn to Shiori. Huh? No. Huh? Thought you were going over to the... Suddenly, she's by herself on a stage. Let's go Operation... do they have a code name for this one? Operation Short Skirt. Well, there you go. I guess they had to do something for that, but she doesn't mind particularly masculine girls as long as they're female. Tomboys, man, that works. Alright. How many of them? Oh, but for a... Of course, yeah. And there may be a way of... pushing the boundaries might be one way of putting it. Has anyone been that forward before? Straight trade. Where is this going? There'll be rivals on the stage or something for the festival. I was imagining that Shido would forget the fake name there. The limelight, the attention, all eyes on her. In passing, definitely not had any altercations before. Sure. It's good that this idol isn't too perceptive, being able to see through the disguise. I thought that was also a moment for like the wig to come off. Making him do all the work after he's been out trying to save the world again. I'm guessing that there's going to be plenty more adventures of Schoolgirl Shido in the future. Ah, not the singing. She wants the drums. That would pan with her character, actually. I wouldn't really trust Doku with any instrument other than something that could be just mindlessly hit. Invading the school. They're trying to, what, keep it to themselves? That's not allowed. Not when they're personally invited. Well, maybe not all bad, you know. Trying to kill any man she comes across, but enjoys fine tea. Sure. I mean, she did say it was some fine tea after all. None of that cheap stuff. Is it actually a montage of them just chatting and spending time? Okay. But is it a good idea to try and seal her powers through this kind of subterfuge? Become one of the crowd over in the school? A little more than a mere suggestion there. What? The fact that the I can't and is not immediately just falling at her heels. Is this garnering even more interest in her? Him? It? They? We? I mean, pretty quick on the uptake, knowing that there's only normal humans would fall under her spell. Yeah, she doesn't actually know the answer to that. What is he? Still human? Potentially part of something else? At least part. There's not much more explanation past that. However, they will no longer have the power of suggestion and maybe even not enjoy the high life here anymore. Yeah, they don't exactly seeming as though she's having a hard life, really. Even with the occasional battle. And I don't believe that they are particularly too, that's the word I was going to use, concerned about bringing others into the danger, right? So, what, you caused this? And that gave way to the space quake? She doesn't have much. Oh well, she'll just make some new friends. Yeah, but she doesn't really have a lot of impulse control. The dark side of fame and popularity. Yeah, I don't believe that Shido is now in the remit of listening to any commands or suggestions from base. Coming on quite strong, but being the complete opposite of those that are fawning at her every whim. Even if the entire world fights against him, she will be that one rock in the middle of the road. Oh, great. It might be quite difficult getting to that stage, but I mean, all he has to do is remove the wig and it will startle her to no end, cause some intense mental trauma. Great, okay, everything rides on the festival. Guess he can't be running away and letting Shorty do all the work for him now. On stage? Will become, what, her property? Is he willing to make that wager? Oh, we're back with this. Actually, yes, go through the proper channels and have it all signed and ratified. It's going to be quite an active concert. I mean, are we going to see this list about who? Please keep it secret from Origami. I think I know who's on that list. To be fair, even without the Origami thing, we all knew who was on that list. Yeah, Shiro. Shiro and Toka. There's a slim chance. But the festival having a full a much bigger weight on it than what we thought before. It was just before, a battle between schools to see who would come out on top. Now it's a battle between schools and spirits and Shido in whatever kind of dress he wants to wear. Was this hinted at back when Toka was, I'm going to be a boy now and going to stay in those dorms? But yeah, with this Miku now wanting to encapsulate the world, at least the ones she cares about, as long as they're cute females, they'll fall by her wayside, be part of her massive troupe. If it all comes out that the one that she's been battling with is actually Shido in disguise, how's that going to impact it all? There have been many spirits in this show which have gravitated towards Shido, so having one that is fundamentally opposed to his entire being. Yeah, that's pretty decent, I think, actually. A new way of playing it all, where him being himself, which usually plays out for the best because he's genuinely concerned about those that he's fighting for, not exactly going to work if you have someone who's predisposed to completely hate him. Also, can I just state Origami's stone-faced expression while coinciding with some of the more outlandish antics of hers? The photo shoot in the hallway, for one. That juxtaposition of the two. It's fun to see. But yeah, when you have a character that is quite suppressed a lot of the time, going all out because, well, there's a new face that strangely, gives some funny feelings about it. And then moving over into the this new character who really doesn't seem to care all too much about who gets pulled into some of her urges. As long as she gets her fun out of it, I don't think it really matters. Whether it be singing or something a little more dubious. Having one spirit out there who goes around murdering, and then this one who is in the top charts, making a name for themselves, but also, so far, hasn't really caused too much damage, but probably will in the near future. Yeah. I now understand why there are certain organizations vying for their capture and destruction. But then again, it's the same with people anyway. You can have any sort of power and being able to misuse it for the harm of others. But yeah, most people can't really blink into existence and cause a space quake, so. But hell, Shido's going to be on his feet for a while, trying to get this festival underway. What kind of stalls and entertainment are they thinking of? Is it going to be the classic kind of maid cafe and stage show? We're going to have to find out one way or another. But how much of it is Shido going to be in attire that he's more comfortable with, considering he has now shown himself at the school, saying Shido had to dip out for a moment. I'm his cousin. And are any of the more observant characters, a certain phone-obsessed boy is coming to mind, that might recognise, hang on a second, you didn't transfer in. Much like always, though, this episode was somewhat dumb with a huge element of danger, some interesting character designs and tropes and personality types. Trying to push some sort of boundary, I'm just not sure which it is. Yeah. Wanting to carry out your wishes on how to live at the impact of others and not caring about it. There's far too many of them around. This show and outside of it. It would be interesting to see how it gets broken down. Good thing that I've got the Berserkers on hand, though. So, if I've entertained you this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel. Join onto my Discord. All of the usual good stuff. But really, please do like. It helps out the channel more than I think I can really state. Especially with YouTube being so harsh on me. But get some rest, though, so that I can see you for the next one. I'm not one for sadism, so I'm not sure I'll get along with this new character much.